Hi, my name's Peter Weicker, and I'm the Vice President of Merchandising and Marketing at Fortino's. I've been in the retail food industry for 36 years now. The last 2 years during the pandemic, no question, have been the most challenging of my entire career. Certainly never experienced anything like it. Uh, the biggest challenges, I think, obviously from a product supply perspective, having the products that customers are looking for, and then getting the product actually to the stores. So from a supply and a logistics perspective, I would say those are the two biggest. Um, Myself and my team spend a lot of time throughout the pandemic finding alternative brands or alternative package sizes to at least provide our customers with an option. I think most valuable lesson, I think maintaining flexibility, being resourceful, being creative in trying to find alternate solutions. And I think the other couple of things I would add is the importance of having strong partnerships with suppliers um, at all times, but especially during these super challenging years. And I think from a customer perspective, the other thing that's really important is maintaining trust with customers, that they wanted and to shop at Fortino's and felt safe shopping at Fortino's. And we made a lot of operational changes very early on in the pandemic to make sure customers felt comfortable shopping in our stores and creating that high level of trust with our customers. I have a very seasoned team, lucky to have a seasoned team. I think everybody knew what needed to be done and certainly rose to the challenge, and everyone did their part and really dug in and gave the extra to be able to make sure that we were looking after our customers. Um, I think checking in with the team frequently, asking how they're doing, how their family's doing, obviously allowing the flexibility to work from home. Um, but overall, our team here was excellent, and they knew what needed to be done. Yeah, I think in a couple ways, certainly the online growth was exponential, especially during the lockdowns. We saw huge spikes in online orders. Now the online is starting to normalize to some degree, but we're still significantly ahead. Our online sales penetration in 2022 is still far ahead of where we were pre-pandemic. So that's a big one. I think obviously more cooking at home, more baking at home, um, more sales in comfort foods, and at the same time, people looking for that restaurant experience. How can they have that restaurant experience at home? So people looking for different meal solutions, different recipe ideas. And I think the other key one that came out loud and clear throughout the pandemic was local, and that people are local has been a trend for many years now, but I think during the pandemic it's really supercharged the local trend, and that customers are much more aware. They want to support local, and I certainly see that as a continuing trend moving forward. Early days of the pandemic, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, those types of sanitizing products were absolutely through the roof, and trying to source and just find those, it was very difficult. At the same time, many of the basic food items, flour, eggs, baking, a lot of those types of products too were very difficult to source because that's what everybody was looking for. In the Fertino stores, we offer a full shop, and we have many service departments in our stores. If there was one department, I would say early on in the pandemic that customers stopped shopping a lot, was our floral department. Our flower sales really tanked in the early days of the pandemic because people weren't interested in spending on flowers. They were wanting to get food and get stocked up on those items. Now That trend has changed over the last couple of years, but early on, that would be a department that I would say definitely we lost some sales. Supporting local is here to stay, and whether it's local produce, local meat, or local suppliers of other products, from everything from ice cream through to other packaged goods, I think local is definitely going to continue to be more important moving forward, and customers are going to expect that from their supermarkets. I think the health and wellness trend is going to continue to grow and be a bigger piece of our business. Customers are looking for healthy options, both in grocery as well as fresh foods, whether it be organic, free from products, better for you products. I think that is, we're going to continue to see that be a growth trend moving forward. Fresh foods, even prior to the pandemic, fresh foods, our sales penetration in the fresh departments has definitely been outpacing grocery growth, and I see that continuing. People are moving more and more towards fresh, and again, I think that one's going to continue. And I think if I were to pick a fourth area, I think from a sustainability perspective, customers' expectations of both suppliers and supermarkets, customers are looking for sustainable sourcing, sustainable packaging. The whole sustainability piece is going to continue to be a very important trend moving forward. We call Nature's Treasure, and we operate our health food department basically as a independent store within a store concept. So what I mean by that is if you were to go to an independent health food store in our trade areas, we like to think of it as having a health food store within our bigger store. And we treat the department totally separate. It's got a full-time manager, another full-time clerk, plus part-timers that are dedicated just to that department. And they're trained. Most are RHNs. Others have other professional designations within the health space. So we really treat it as a store within a store concept. And the idea at store level is we have someone on staff at all times to provide the customers with the service that they're looking for, to be able to answer their questions. And I have a separate team here at the office, again, that are also certified, that look after just those departments, just that department, and they're responsible for making sure all the products that we put in Nature's Treasure meet a list of very strict criteria as far as the ingredient decks go, to make sure we're only authorizing products in that department that meet certain credentials that we're looking for. We offer is our vitamins and supplements that you mentioned, and we're very focused on having a broad range, what our consumers are looking for in that space. And over the last couple of years, we've been able to add some professional brands that previously were not found in the supermarket channel. And Fortino's is our Nature's Treasure department is the first to carry many of these brands outside of the independent channel. So we have a lot of focus on our Nature's Treasure department, and we view it as one of those parts of our store that is going to continue to have very strong growth for many years in the future. Fortino's heritage and our founders' roots are from Italy, so we're very, very focused on having a broad range of imported, authentic Italian items in many departments throughout our store. Is there room for more? Yes, I think there is. The types of items that I would say we're really looking for are going to be unique or differentiated items that we don't currently carry. So to give you a couple examples, we have a very wide assortment of pasta, oil, just as a couple of examples. So I'm not really looking for just another pasta or just another oil, really trying to find those unique items that we don't already carry that can add meaningful range to our assortment. The other pieces that are important, our customers are becoming more and more knowledgeable about things like regional certifications, DOP. They're starting to understand that, as an example, more and more. So I think anywhere where there is um, products that have certain certifications, they come from a certain area of Italy, that add to telling the story of the product or the history of the product. I think those are always interesting items to take a look at, because customers like hearing about the story or like understanding more about the certification. It helps differentiate the product on our shelves. So I think definitely there's room to grow. It's just got to find the right items. Interested in presenting items that they would connect with one of the brokers first. They need to convince one of the brokers here in Ontario or in Canada why they should carry their line, and then we can have a look at it, because we don't do the importing directly. Well, definitely, there's an impact that we've been feeling for a number of years now. No different than anybody else that's in the food industry. Um, from a logistics perspective, the shortage of containers is creating an issue for logistics and freight delays. That's creating a ton of issues, with the end result being holes on our shelves of items customers are looking to buy. Obviously, that's the end result of that. Uh, the other key areas that the supply chain crisis is having an impact on is costs. So whether it's raw material costs, packaging costs, freight costs, we're seeing inflation like never before in this business, which ultimately is getting passed on to the consumer. That's another byproduct of just the current global situation. And I think the other most customer facing piece that shoppers are seeing, many suppliers have been reducing their assortment over the last couple of years and focusing just on their best sellers to try to keep those on the shelf. And a number of their tertiary SKUs or poorer performers, they're dropping because they're just trying to keep up with their best sellers. To encourage suppliers and producers to continue to present innovative, on trend, unique products that are not just me too, but that they really have a differentiated appeal in the marketplace, because that's what we're interested in. So I think, you know, whatever the chamber can do to sort of spread that message and help the suppliers understand these are the types of items that we're looking for. We're certainly interested in partnering on programs or opportunities that we think would make sense here in this Southwest Ontario marketplace, and maybe even in areas like meal solutions, recipes. Customers, after cooking at home for 2+ years, much more than they ever have, people are interested in experimenting, trying new ideas. So I think the whole piece about trying to help customers provide them with meal solutions or recipe ideas, those would be things I think customers are looking for. So there might be opportunities there for us to partner together, and then ultimately provide some of those solutions or recipes to our customers.